Hello, everyone. As I'm wont to say, we're back. And we're playing Vampire the Masquerade Swansong. I think in some recent... trying to remember, was it a tweet or something? I don't know. Somewhere I recently typed Bloodlines by accident. Oh yeah, when uploading the clips. Alright. Oh. Realized I'd forgotten to turn on that light, and as soon as it gets dark outside, I would otherwise sit in darkness here. Yeah, I hope your week has been good. Which song is Three Vampires? No, it's not a song, it's a quote from The Count. Three vampires, four vampires, You know, that's kind of the idea. Oh, hi, Lemons, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a long while. How have you been doing? I hope you're well. I hope you've been able to stay away from all the things going around. At least the bad things. And cheers, by the way. Glad to have you here. I hope you like vampires. Vampires. Because that's what we're dealing with here these last few weeks. You're doing well, thanks. I've missed everyone on Twitch. Thinking of doing a bit of a smool at least. Yay! Looking forward to singing with you again. That would be fun. Yeah. So, I'm not sure if, well, what the hell, you know, I can give you a shout out because it's, my stream, even if you haven't streamed in a while, but, it should at least, yeah. So, if anyone likes someone who really knows how to sing and who does fun streams, and has some really pretty emotes, you know, you can do worse than following Princess Lemons. So, if she ever comes around, to stream again, then, that's where you find it. And, I mean, I know you didn't say you would be streaming again, but if you missed everyone on Twitch, maybe I can seduce you into streaming a little again. You actually just opened Smule up and searched for me because Alex and I were discussing doing a summon. I wanted to sing with you first. And then your stream was starting. Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah, and I see Alex is here as well. Hello, Alex. How's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. They changed a bit on Smule though. They did a great. The songs are open longer now. So basically, I'm not quite sure what the criterion is, but basically you can go to someone's profile and pick old songs that have already closed. And I think the criterion is if one person at least has done the song with you, it stays open. And others can continue singing it with you. And if nobody sang with you, then the song just closes. So that's, you know, that's cool, because that means that even if you don't get anyone singing with you in those 7 or what days, if you sang a rare song, you might occasionally get someone singing with you. You popped in on Scruffy recently, and he told me that's ideal for me. I can only physically do so much on there, so the time limit was tough. Yeah. It's nice to have more time. Do you want to start the stream with an impromptu song? There is a problem here. There is wanting, and there is am I legally able to do so? and sadly, as far as I understand the law in Germany, if I started, doing Smule karaoke here, I would be a bit in hot water. Also, I would have to delete this VOD, at the least, because Twitch only lets you do live music, and recorded music is kind of problematic unless it's all yourselves. I thought Twitch muted stuff now. They sort of do, but yeah, it's like a whole legal thing, and if they don't catch it, which, for karaoke is very likely that they don't catch it, then I might have a surprise DMCA takedown in a couple years and, lose my account or something. So I know other people are doing it and it seems to work for them, but just since my understanding as of right now is it's legally not a thing I can do, and, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just staying on the safe side because that stuff gets expensive, especially when streaming is involved, because then it's the rules against distribution of copyrighted content, and it's not just a one-time infringement. Otherwise, I would really love to, but hey, I have Smule, so that works. A cappella, yeah. Yeah, not sure I know enough fun a cappella songs that I could do an entire stream. And also, I kind of like, I mean, I could clap for the rhythm, but yeah. A cappella blues version, they will never notice. Yeah, but it was okay for a bunch of years, and then suddenly someone came in and just started DMCAing one person after the other, so that's my reason. Even if I don't get dinged right away, I could be doing 5-10 songs, and then in 2 years someone gives me 10 copyright strikes and my account gets nuked for repeat copyright offending or something. So that's why I'm not going to risk it. Whereas if okay, it's legal in your country because of this and that and stuff like that, because of fair use of whatever your country has, then it's probably safer for you. But where I live, fair use isn't really a thing. There is a quoting law, but that's apparently different from fair use, because quoting law basically means if I do a commentary about, basically if I'm doing a news report, I'm allowed to show the offending bit of a bit of copyrighted content, for instance. But there are, rules about how much it can be, and I can't, and so there's a lot of different rules there, and I don't want to run afoul of those. Hi, Maximus. How's it going? I'm doing well. I've had a pretty good week. It was a bit sad at the end because I had a colleague leaving. On the other hand, that gave us an excuse to all congregate very socially distanced on the balcony of the office and hang out and, have some pizzas and chat and have fun and see that person off in the proper way. So that was good. So yeah. Yeah, so I had a pretty good week, and also work-wise, it went fairly well. I got some good stuff done and got some tasks that I actually felt qualified to do, so that was good. So yeah, good week so far, and I was a bit tired, and started the stream, and there was this part of me that went I'd rather take another hour of a nap or something, but then I remember every time I do this stream, I kind of feel exhausted, before I set it up, and then I sit down to actually start playing it, and then kind of my energy comes back, so that's nice. So I'm in a good place right now because I'm having fun, and I'm about to start playing Swansong some more. So that'll definitely be fun. The best thing is Twitch doesn't care who owns the song. Their only responsibility is allow people to claim to own it and then mute the broadcast. They don't care whether the claim is true. Yeah, I mean it's kind of in some ways it's well, actually I don't think there's really an upside to it. But I mean, a lot of the DMCA related stuff is basically there is a claim, and if you want to contest the claim or anything like that, go to whoever claimed it or show us like a court paper or something else that proves that it's yours, and then you can have it. Throw the colleague off the balcony in a social distance way. Wait, what? No, we didn't do that. Although we did chat about some former colleague or something who's somewhere. It might have just been a friend of one of the people present. I don't quite remember, who threw beanbag chairs that we have on the balcony, like down a little stairwell or something. It was all a bit like half of it was exaggerated joking and half of it was related to a actual event that I didn't actually wasn't actually present for, so I don't quite know what really happened there, but it was funny at the time. You know how it is. But it fits we didn't throw any colleagues. Disclaimer, at the company I work at, we don't throw colleagues off the balcony. Don't worry. So if anyone wants to join us, hey, come by. Still looking for iOS and Android people. As Maria already said, we have been talking about doing Smule, and we are considering popping back onto Twitch to do an odd stream here and there. We have both our PCs set up in the living room, and Maria has a real piano as a desk too, so she can stream various music-related stuff, as well as other things we can do together. Ooh, looking forward to that. So yeah, that shout-out was really good. Keep an eye out on that account. Probably Alex's as well. Come on, you get a shout-out too here. Why did I forget that? But yeah, both of them are fun people. It was fun on Twitch Sings to kind of see Alex's development, like, because I'm not sure, Alex, I don't think you were doing much singing before you started with Twitch Sings, right? And so it was really interesting to see like your skills develop and you try new songs and things like that. It was really cool. So I hope to get more of that as well. No pressure. One streamer got a claim for nature sounds in the background. Yeah, especially if it's if they just run like some algorithm over it, then they basically take all the tracks that they've registered, and then idiot stuff like that happens. Yeah. Basically, most are getting away with just not saving the VODs. Yeah, I mean that's like if you read the Twitch terms of service, it says that busking is allowed, but busking means it's live. It's not permitted to be a recording, and so that's kind of why deleting your recording in many cases gets you on the safe side, because you're just in the busking part. And of course, it means that later nobody can come back and go through your VODs and actually file a DMCA strike against you, I guess. So for practical reasons, it's probably also good. Yeah. Your first real piano, yay! Yeah, I have to say I grew up I think I mentioned that my mother was a music teacher, and so we always had a piano in the house, at least as long as I can remember. Um, and I mean that was also that was um, before widespread availability of the digital pianos and things like that. So that probably also made a difference for why we had an actual upright piano and not just some sort of keyboard or something. Because back then, like when I grew up, that was just like they were starting to do keyboards, and most of those were just you push the button and it makes a sound. There wasn't the whole pressure sensitivity on the keys like a real piano has, so it wasn't really a good substitute. And instead they did all the fancy computer stuff with like put a backbeat in and things like that. um yeah, okay, I scrolled here, so let's continue here. Looking forward to singing again. Yeah, same here. Okay, you hadn't really sung for sings, yeah. That's Maria did help me improve just by singing together, but also Maria's a music vocal teacher too, so that helps. Yeah, I can imagine. I remember I'm not like in any way professionally taught, but I have sung in several choirs, and I've been just singing as a hobby um, a lot. And yeah, my mother was a music teacher, so we kind of learned singing there as well, and went to like children's musical education a little bit. So I um still a layman level, but at least I learned some singing, and I still learned a lot from. So for those who don't know, Princess Lemons is Maria. Um, yeah. So and I still learned a bunch from her streams. It's wonderful. I always wanted one. I did always have access to one at school and university, then at work. But after COVID hit, I didn't get to play one for a long time, and I missed it. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it feels different. Playing the piano can surely be replaced by a mod tracker. That's so cool. What kind of music teacher? Uh, flute, violin, and piano, basically. Um, I think she did different kinds of flutes as well. I mostly remember the violin because, if someone plays violin badly in the room next to you, that's kind of the most memorable sound. Whereas flute is sort of still an ignorable sound, although also not so bad. And piano, it's kind of compared to flutes and especially violins, because on the guitar you have these lines that kind of tell you where to put your fingers. So it's kind of right. Oh yeah, in English it would be recorder, right? Not flute. Good point. Thanks. Yeah. Um. Yeah. They would call it a recorder. Um. So on a guitar you have these lines that tell you kind of where, in a very simplified fashion, where each note is. Um, and you don't have that on the violin, so it's very easy to be too far up or too far down or something, especially as a beginner. Oh, I can play that. I taught recorder for a very long time. Yeah. Violin was your first instrument. You always wanted to play the flute, but you were terrible at it. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's flute is a funny instrument, by the way, because um because of the whole classification where like basically there's a classification of, what do you call them, like instruments you blow in. I don't know the English term offhand right now. Not just woodwinds, but yeah, because there's the two types. There's the wood and the metal instruments. So it's like, like horns or trumpets or something are metal winds. Is it metal wind? Is that a word? Does that exist? Brass. Oh, I guess you call it brass. Yeah. In German, it's kind of the distinction translates as kind of wood wind and metal wind. So, and the problem there is that the flute, so now to use the proper English word, because like the German word for recorder sounds like flute, that's why it misleads me always. And it's the general term, kind of like in German, the flute is called the vertical flute, and the recorder is just called the flute. So that's why if I don't watch myself, I keep mixing those up. Oops, I clicked. It's fine. And so the thing is that the flute is actually classified as a woodwind, if I'm not mistaken, even though it's made from metal. Because apparently it was originally made from wood. And so that's why it's kind of a weird, interesting instrument to have. Because this classification is so unintuitive. Yeah. It was about to type that. Faster than you. Oh, the small part you blow on is made of... Oh, it could be that it was the mouthpiece. Yeah, I don't remember. Man, you can all sing play. All I know is which note belongs to which key on my e-piano, but that's not the same as playing. Well, that's more than I know about a piano. Like, I still have I bought a USB keyboard, so like not keyboard like this, but like a piano keyboard, and I've tried a couple of times, but I never really got into learning and practicing it. So that was always a dream of mine. It's a start, yeah. All right. So, cool to have you here. Maybe I should give a short introduction about this game. So, this is Vampire the Masquerade Swansong. Vampire the Masquerade is a role-playing, pen and paper franchise. And they've made a couple of computer games. There's a very famous one called Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Uses not an e-piano, it's just a MIDI keyboard. It's probably the same as mine, as far as I remember. Might be that M audio thing. I have it up there behind me on a cupboard, but I would have to get a chair to get up there, so probably not very useful right now. Yeah, so it's a role-playing game about vampires existing in the real world and basically controlling everything. And there has been an attack by what we think are the Second Inquisition, so a bunch of or a Second Inquisition would be a better term, which is a group of humans that have apparently found out about vampires and are kind of trying to capture them and dissect them and things like that. And we have by it's a post they call the Prince, which is inhabited by a woman, so Prince is a gender neutral term for them here. which is basically the boss of the city, and we're in Boston. And so Prince Hazel Iverson has sent us to to go here, which is kind of the it's the docks, but it's also the area where like undesirables from the vampire world who don't want to adhere to the laws inside Boston are currently hanging out. And we're supposed to convince them to, well, the official story is we're supposed to be recruiting them to do an attack together with people from us against this Second Inquisition. But what we're actually supposed to do is get them as cannon fodder, because the prince is not at all interested in sending any of the, you know, wealthy and law-abiding vampires against the Second Inquisition. So that's roughly where we are. We're playing. We are playing as 3 characters. Currently, we're in another episode chapter that we're playing with Emem Lewis, who is wait, what is it? Here. She was born in 1929. Oh no, well, she was made a vampire in 1929. She was born in 1901. And she owns a bunch of clubs, music clubs and things like that. And so since they're kind of a safe place where the Anarchs, which are these undesirables of the vampire world, also occasionally come to visit, since she runs these clubs, she was sent because they kind of trust her. And so we've been able to convince someone already to help us. And now we would just really like to convince someone else, but we haven't really found a good way yet. Because we've basically been shut down. So that's that. There's 2 other characters. There is Leisha and there is Galeb, which we might meet one or both of them this evening later. In short, Galeb is basically a very old rich vampire. He's from 17 something. 1710 is when he was born. And Leisha, oh, the bug is back. Occasionally we've had a bug where suddenly French text would display. And as you can see, we're actually getting her entire description is here. Interesting. I wonder if it will recover. No. Yeah. Mais oui, c'est très français. Yes, it is. I mean, I could probably read it out and pronounce it correctly, and I can get a vague idea of what it means. But my French isn't really that good. But yeah, so everyone we're playing here is a bunch older than they look. Okay. So,
is there a problem?
Saul is her name. She's a good friend of ours. Well, good friend is maybe said too much. She's the person we managed to convince to get us here and let us talk to people, basically. She's like one of the seconds of the boss, the Baron of these Anarchs. Ooh, nice bikes. Oh.
Nice bikes. I'd love to take one out for a spin. All alone on the open road, driving from city to city. With no responsibilities, no prints.
Alright. So I guess that's what we know now. Yeah, that's one of the special things about this game is it's very much like pen and paper role-playing games. Je peux aider. You can help. I mean, you know, we can have some fun. We can try if we can make sense of this, and you can correct me if I get anything wrong. So, ce qu'il lui reste, something about remain or something. That bit, it's like a sentence fraction, so it's hard for me to figure out what that's supposed to mean. Maybe something like what remains or something. Emem and Uli Witness are the same person. L'histoire de Leisha n'est que parcellaire car elle souffre de troubles de la mémoire. So I guess Leisha's history is not, I guess, certain or something because she suffers from memory issues. What is left for her? Ah, okay. Elle se rappelle qu'elle vient de France, près de Lyon. So she tells herself, maybe even, or at least she says she came from France, near Lyon. Le docteur Richard Dunham est son psychiatre depuis toujours. So Dr. Richard Dunham, who we've met previously in this game, is her psychiatrist until today. Elle sait qu'il les a sauvés. Elle est sa fille Halsey de la guerre en 1939. So she knows that he saved them, saved her. No, saved them, her and her daughter Halsey. That's it. From the war in 1939. Appel, remember. Oh, okay. Somehow I thought it was like narrate. What was narrate then? It's probably something that sounds similar. Well, okay. Il leur a permis de rejoindre la cour de Boston, tenue à l'époque par Quentin King, un enfant de Malcave comme eux. So, he allowed them to rejoin the Court of Boston. So Court of Boston is kind of the vampire government that the prince presides over. Tenu à l'époque par Quentin King. Held at the time, I think, is something like that, by Quentin King. Also a child of Malkav, like them. So the vampires are split into... Raconter could be what we're thinking is. Right, okay. That makes sense, yeah, that's why it's probably sounded similar. So the vampires are split up into a bunch of clans, which are basically like families, but not by birth, but by who made you a vampire. So there is a child with an E at the end, and there is the sire, which is the person who turned you into a vampire, and you are the child of your sire. And so the Malkavians are the children of Malkav. Basically, they all have like the clans have some slight similarities or specializations. And so some are basically nobility, which are the Ventru, and like it's kind of under discussion. Clans could be called bloodlines. Yeah, that's close. I think in the role-playing game they actually distinguish between clans and bloodlines a bit, because basically you can be made an honorary member of a clan for one, and I think they use like there is basically you get certain abilities with being turned into a vampire, and with some people those abilities don't catch, and then usually you're still of the bloodline from the clan, but they don't count you into the clan anymore. So there's some subtleties in that area there, but that's it. So, and anyway, so if you can be a caitiff, exactly, that's what they call them, yeah. Which basically is like a clanless person. And one of the clans is the Malkavians, because Malkav was like their oldest ancestor or something. There is like this whole story where Cain, so the Cain and Abel guy from the Bible, was basically the first vampire. And basically his children are the source of these clans. And so the Malkavians are known... and so many clans have like a preference for what the people have to be that they take into their clan, that they are allowed to make vampires. And so you kind of get a majority, a bunch of majority characteristics. And so the Malkavians tend to be a clan of prophets and mad people and well, outcasts, but more outcasts because they think differently or something like that. And so that's where the clan Leisha is in, and the clan Dr. Richard Dunham is from, and things like that. Why did Cain have no recorded children? Because he wasn't able. Yes, a classic. Okay. Le reste n'est plus qu'ombre et lumière. The rest is nothing but shadows and light, or stars, or something like that. Leisha connaît le nom, parfois les histoires de ceux qui l'entourent, mais sans se rappeler vraiment comment. That's too complicated for me. I vaguely remember from her history, like, I think this says something like, so she vaguely remembers certain people. But she remembers like certain details about them, but nothing concrete. I think that's what it's saying, but I can't really translate that sentence. Elle se rappelle Quentin King, le précédent prince, sorry, I'm in French, so le précédent prince, et ses obsessions légendaires. Et plus récemment, Hazel, la première année de son accession au pouvoir. So she remembers Quentin King, the previous prince, and his legendary obsessions, and more recently Hazel, the first year of her rise to power. Elle a de cette dernière un souvenir bien violent et chaleureux, bien qu'elle ne l'ait côtoyé qu'une seule année. That's too many complicated words for me. Avant de partir pour se mettre en sommeil à l'Institut Malkoff de Boston, suivant la prescription de Dr. Dunham. I can just guess from like what I remember about Leisha. It was something about when the game started, she was basically woken up from some sort of sleep or, you know, cryonic suspension, or I don't know what they do with vampires. It might be, what is it called? The torpor, I think it is what it's called. Basically, in Vampire the Masquerade, the old vampires sometimes basically just, you know, lie down and go to sleep and do nothing for a while and then wake up again. And I'm not quite sure if it's like they can sometimes sleep for centuries that way. And there's like, I remember hearing about one story where basically one vampire kind of like walked into a mountain, so like through the walls into the solid rock, and kind of became one with the mountain, slept for a couple centuries where nobody knew where he was, and then came back out again. And so that sleep can be recuperative, but I think it also, to a certain degree, costs them energy, kind of like makes them, weakens them a little. It's kind of, there's some weird thing where like the older a vampire gets, the less human blood still helps keep them alive. And this torpor, this sleep for a few centuries, kind of makes them, in that regard, more like a young vampire again, so that they can drink human blood again and be replenished by it. So there's a whole bunch of like background and fancy story mechanics and things in the Vampire the Masquerade world. And so I don't know what it was with Leisha, if she was like in a artificially induced torpor, or if she even was just in a kind of like normal quote-unquote human coma, or if she was cryogenically suspended or something. I don't know. We never found out at the start of the game. We just knew that she was out of commission in this psychiatric place for a while and had just recently woken up again. Been woken up by Hazel, by the prince, in this Malkavian Institute. And Dunham hadn't been told that she had been woken up and was a bit angry, and he gave her a medication that she should have received the moment she woke up and hadn't. And the reason for that is that this medication kind of suppresses her precognitive abilities, which is like the special thing that she has as a Malkavian. Okay, so we have a redeem for a German accent, so I guess I will next. I cannot do the French in German accent. I apologize, but I will have to do the rest in a German accent then, I guess. Can you read one in a Swiss German French accent? No, I cannot. I'm glad enough if I can do French at all. En effet, Leisha est prise de vision soudaine où le présent et le futur possible se mélangent. So that means that Leisha is gripped by visions where the present and the future possibilities mix. Elle lutte contre ce don pour rester à même de s'occuper de Halsey. So she fights against the gift I guess pour rester. To rest. At the same time as taking care of Halsey. Mais cela ne sert pas les plans du prince, qui voit dans ce pouvoir la possibilité de maîtriser le destin et soutenir ses ambitions. So, the prince doesn't like that. The prince doesn't like that. But this doesn't fit the plans of the prince, who sees in these abilities the possibility to master the destiny and achieve her ambitions, I think. Something like that. So yeah, that's basically what I summarized before, that the prince kind of woke her up and wanted her to have visions and kind of went against Dr. Dunham's suggestions. Just emphasize the first syllable and roll the R. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Interesting bug. That it's suddenly French. Thanks. So, yeah. I guess I can German a little more. But yes, this is an interesting story world, and I like that the mechanics are often very role-playing game-like, so you even have dice rolls and points to invest in things and stuff like that.
The lock must be on the other side.
Okay, how do I get over there? I mean, this is the private room where the rude lady is. Oh, no, wait.
The door's closed. There's no way to open it from this side.
Okay. Here is the rude lady. She basically told us she doesn't want to talk with us. And she's still sitting next to her chair. I went to check Hangar 19 earlier. It's a fucking mess. The place is disgusting. There are homeless people everywhere and it reeks of vomit. I was already against letting Yardley play the trafficker, but this is too much. We're hunters, not fucking scavengers. Do something effy. I don't think we can. Oh no, we can.
Look who's
talk.
back.
I know you missed me.
We can't really talk.
I'll be going
anyway.
now.
All this talk. It's a waste of time.
We still haven't found anything out about this. Like, we know there was... Wait, I have some notes here where I noted down all the different things, and I think... No, that's Boston. New hideouts in town. So that's not that. Ceres gives... Oh yeah, we found out... So this woman in here is Ceres, by the way. And we found out that not the Baron, but like... Ceres is the one who gives other people the orders of what to do next, which is kind of interesting. And we found out that she works for the Crimson Oaks, which isn't too good because Hazel, the prince, and that's basically why she doesn't want to help us. And Yardley wants to take her out and has offered that much to it, but so far we haven't agreed to do that with him. And I think this lady up here, one of them is Effie.
Inquisition. Ugh, sounds like some kind of bad joke.
Or at least someone who was boxing there was Effie. Oh, what's this? The geeks answered Randall's call. They'll be here tonight.
Wants to go underground.
I need 2 volunteers to clean up the docks before they get here. Ceres. Okay, that's Rafa's people, the geeks, I guess. Oh, now she's on the chair again? Oh, how good. I guess she phases left and right occasionally. I don't think... Oh, we should turn on our vampire vision again. In case we see anything here that we wouldn't. So yeah, we have 2 abilities. We have this vampire vision that kind of lets us occasionally see
Just
things.
one more session and I'll get back to it.
That we wouldn't otherwise see. Oh. Can we just... Oh, I guess we can. Okay. That seems kind of conspicuous. Batesman, okay. Oh, what's this? Come on.
The gloves protect their gear, not their fists.
Their gear? Huh? Me not understand. But there is... This zoomed in mode, by the way, is horrible to control. You basically have like a fixed camera, and if you move up or down or sideways, it just moves along some axis.
The gloves protect their gear, not their fists.
Okay. What gear? I don't get it.
You're playing a dangerous game.
None of these people here like us.
Get the hell out of here.
And I don't think we can go boxing with anyone. Not that we spec'd into any physical skills or anything like that. But, yeah. Oh, right, and we should we? Well, I guess we can talk to him for a second.
Hey. I heard you fuming over Saul earlier.
Oh, he's not sounding...
Are you not much for company?
No, not when they are making themselves at home in my territory. Before you friggin' know it, they're pissing on the walls. Okay, so he doesn't like...
I've gotta go.
Okay, weird bug there. The game seems kind of unstable today. It's bad. It was pretty good for all our playthrough so far. The only annoying bug we had was that in conversations it would always take into account the distance of the speaker. So if you had a camera perspective over Emem's shoulder, then you could barely hear her because she was talking away from you. And also that the person in front of you was a little quieter. On the other hand, if there was a camera perspective of Emem seen from the perspective of the other person, then the other person was hard to hear. So they kind of forgot to turn off the positional audio. Oh, he was standing here before, right? So do we see anything? Doesn't look like it, though. Yeah, but the thing is, you can investigate a lot in this game. Yardley, I fixed the transformer, but Ceres isn't happy. She doesn't want me to mess with it anymore, so stop making it blow, Vinny. What's this?
Ugh. How can they live in that?
Okay. There was a cable here.
She thinks I'm gonna be silenced.
So the thing is, we could use him, but I'd rather... Like, he seems like bad news. And we still need to convince Ceres' people to side with us.
Damn it!
Always liked this game. Straight, four-of-a-kind flush. I've played my share of high rollers. Excuse me.
Yeah?
Nothing we can talk to
Later.
her. So those two were talking about playing cards. And she's apparently constantly winning. Because apparently he's not good at playing cards. And I guess that doesn't help us much.
Hey, you're the one with the clubs in town, right? Nice.
You've got some nerve coming around here.
So Gangrels, by the way, is another clan. So Emem is... I think she's Toreador. The artsy clan, basically.
You. I told you, it's off limits. How did you get in here?
With a little imagination.
You are a pain in the ass. Get out of here. I don't want to see you around here again.
Sore loser.
Wait, he's Rafa? I thought the other guy was Rafa. So who was the guy we met inside? He was kind of their boss, I think, and he said he would tell them to let us through, but maybe that was
I'm
later.
busy.
So the thing is, the way we left it at the end of the last quest. Okay, we can't break it anymore, so I guess that puzzle is done. Oh no, wait, we broke it back there, didn't we? Let's see if we can get him into trouble.
Wires and fuses. I should be able to do something with that.
Okay. That's weird. Okay, so I guess that puzzle is done and we can't do anything with it. I mean, we used it to get up and over on the ship. But, yeah, that's it. These, blue things are where we can basically fast travel, blink from one place to the next. Which is, what is it called? Celerity? Something like that. It's,
Guys are getting restless.
one of Emem's abilities.
Saul takes us to your club sometimes. They're all right.
Thanks, I guess. Okay, not sure there's much we can do here. This one complained.
Bad timing. I'm not in the mood.
Is your machine acting up?
My computer's fine. It's the network that's on the fritz. What a shithole.
Oh. I don't think we've been here before. I'm not available. Just leave the documents and stuff on the small table. Emergency call series. Oh, that's probably a door.
Ceres is everywhere. Dane really trusts her.
Interesting. So that's not really something new, but it just confirms what someone told us. I suspect that that's supposed to be the prince. But,
The size is impressive.
but I don't know. I don't have the education. Oh,
I just need a little blood.
yeah, he talked to the other guy earlier. Said that he didn't have time to hunt and could borrow the other ones.
I interrupted classic movie night.
I'm not supposed to talk to you. Sorry.
What the hell are you still doing here?
I was told I could stay.
Who told you that? Does Thane know?
Oh. So we could focus. But then we use up all our willpower. And presence we don't have. Do we want to risk it? Let's do it, I guess.
I wouldn't be here if he didn't.
It's not like him to fraternize with the enemy.
Are you challenging his decision?
No. What do you want?
I bet you know everyone around here, including Saris. What can you tell me about her?
Go talk to Mr. Asshat. He'll know more than me.
Who?
Saris' second. Yardley. You'll find him near the train car.
That didn't really help us a lot.
I'm out of here.
Best news I've heard all night.
Dang it. How do I get willpower back? So I know I have some consumables in my inventory that could give me willpower back if I need it. Because I can't really do much otherwise.
Hey.
Not now.
That guy doesn't look good right now. I don't think there was anything here. Nope. Or maybe... Nope. Cannot blink up there either. There are a few people that we could feed off, which might not be such a bad idea.
Please.
Who was talking there? Oh, I didn't check. Oh yeah, we found out that here...
Wonderful. It's done. Well? It's done. What about the contact?
The girl was nervous at first, but it worked out. She said she'd contact you.
Wonderful.
So, we're good? For the blood, I mean. My cooks. It's starting to become urgent.
Of course. Come here.
Thanks. I think we make a good team.
If you say so.
That's what we found out, but we can't really make use of it, at least not here. That's the person we fed off. And this was just... to get over and down here. So not really anything useful. So I guess we could talk to Saul and say we want to talk to Thane again.
You.
What?
I sense fear. Why?
Uh-oh. And we don't have enough skill. Okay, I guess. Let's just be honest.
Everyone is counting on me. I've got to make choices. And if I choose wrong...
They'll meet their final death. That's not easy, but you're fierce. Saul told us about you. She trusts you. As long as she does, you're welcome here.
That's nice. But I'm not planning on sticking around here long. I belong to the court.
Is that really what you want?
Interesting. I mean, we know that she doesn't really like the court. She wanted to stay away from that, so I don't think saying no would mean, you know, doing nothing. Wait, can we... There's just half the text is French. Augmente votre score de technologie de 1 pour la prochaine interaction. We have one club business card that restores 5 points of willpower. Oh, I think we should... let's use it. Might be a bit wasteful, but at least we have some room for later. I think I'll go with no, because she's always been open that she doesn't want to be with the court.
I haven't felt at home there in a long time.
So then why stay?
I don't know. I've got my clubs, my contacts. Hazel leaves me alone. Leaving would mean letting go of all of that.
That's your fear talking.
Yeah.
Thanks for answering.
Interesting. Can I talk to him again?
Go see Saul if you're feeling lost.
Okay. Let's just have a quick check if that was a safe room back there. Apparently not. Okay. Did we have safe rooms upstairs? Because before I go face...
They're more welcoming than at the court.
Oh, I don't think we've been here either. Cool. Space is limited. First come, first served. Leave at sundown. Please store your things on the shelves. If you need a bed for more than one day, tell Ceres. Reminder, this is neutral territory. Incident equals banishment. Really, everything is like the daily operations are left to Ceres, apparently.
Cuban mahogany. We've got expensive taste.
Oh, and there is... That's, I forgot her name. She's like a technology prodigy, business prodigy that Caleb has, is considering to make a vampire. I mean, yeah, it's probably just asset reuse, but it's kind of cute to have that magazine show up. This place really does kind of have the feel of a homeless shelter.
It's a pretty basic setup. Impersonal.
Okay. I had expected something more. That's where we came from. I really don't think I want to screw things up by overthrowing Ceres.
You shouldn't hang around here.
That would take us our entire willpower to get in there. Here's a safe room. So at least we can refill on blood if we want to. And that was Thane's office, which we've searched already. So this Job Carver guy, we made a note that he's angry. And Rafa, we know. Nothing in there. So we could possibly... So that's about the skeleton that's hanging outside. So we could probably manage to go... Oh, it's a key. Key to the tunnels. Don't think we have the key here. But I guess the tunnels are the sewers? I think we've opened every door in the sewers already. But I guess we can just go there. I don't think she...
I hope Saul knows what she's doing.
I heard you got some kind of plan to get us out of this mess.
Yeah, something like that.
Saul's taking some big risks for you. If it doesn't work,
It'll work.
we'll see about that.
Alright, let's go back down there and see. But that's always the... So, here's the thing. So Saul is kind of, you know, just close enough to a friend as we can have as someone who's basically working for the enemy. Okay, interesting. We haven't gone there yet, I think. But I think we should feed before we go there. Okay, let's just go up again. Go to the feeding room. And then investigate down here. Where was that? Back here, I think. Okay, I think you're the only one.
Come on. It won't take long.
We didn't kill anyone, that should be good. Oh. And we did enough talent gain. Controlled hunt. That sounds good.
Almost makes you want to move in.
I doubt offering to buy that thing will do anything good, but I hope we get the opportunity. You know, it seems like too easy as a solution. You know, because even if that's a couple $1,000 of money. Oh, wait, that was 2? That wasn't quite what I meant to do. At least they're free on the way back. Oh, okay. Have to do the 6. Oh, that's a bit of a cheat. Okay. Use key. Collapse tunnel warning. I wonder where that leads.
It looks like a storage room. It's practical, if not clean.
Oh. Okay, I would say that was worth the 6. That's the locked door. Okay. Cool. I need a key card. Huh. What's this? Business card. Okay, that will get us some more willpower back if we need it. That's nice. Kind of a weird idea to make the consumable that lets us get our willpower back be our own business cards. Like, oh, I'm famous even here. Maybe this might be easier than I thought. Okay, let's go back down. Okay. That's all back here. So let's return here and see what else we're missing. I mean, of course, there's a sewer level. I mean, in Vampire the Masquerade, of course, it's even more common or likely because we know the Nosferatu, which is another clan, and yeah, they basically end up looking like the Count von Orlok from the movie. Okay, that's the tunnel behind Asshat's place, as they called him. Yardley. Damn it, I remembered his name. Asshat is such it's a so much better name. Anyway, so the Nosferatu hang out in sewer tunnels, so kind of it's unlikely you'd have a Vampire the Masquerade game without tunnels and sewers. And that's where we originally came in. And we still don't know there's anything special about this person. I think we found a key card, but that's it. And I think up there that was just the front area we already have access to. Or the area near the... Oh right, I think it's the area near the... where you feed off people, yeah. And here was the spot we blinked over already. Yeah. Not really that much we can do here either. Whoops. Just looking if there was another spot we could get to. Yeah, 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 yeah. You can't see me. Okay, I think we'll be taking a short break here. Our first of the evening, just a quick 5 minutes. And then we'll be coming back and deciding and trying to find, I guess we'll crack that lock to see if there's anything in that room, because that's pretty much all we can investigate that we've seen so far. Maybe we'll find a key card with which we can go up that elevator or something. So, see you in a moment. What I can also do is I can say, hey, let's call idle in here, so even when I move it around, it will be spinning. And, you know, you could imagine, you could make a game like this. You can... It seems a little, you know, wide for Switzerland, because that's all like in steep, narrow valleys. But you know, it feels much too architecturally fancy for most of what I've seen of the US so far. Although, I mean, these railings are kind of chunky enough that they might be modern. Well, they probably are, because like these, at least like painted like this. What is that supposed to be? No, I think that's rusty metal, right?
I've seen every version of people hurting each other, hurting themselves, and we blame it on compulsion, selfishness, madness. I suppose the idea is, if you name the thing, you can control it. There are things in this world that cannot be named.
Elmira, please come home. Elmira, she left one day to work the clay, but never did come back this way. I'm just making up a melody on the spot, I'm sorry. They say she found a silver vein longer than the empire's reign, running deep the miner's way, looking for the light of day. Elmira, Elmira, please come home, Elmira. She's down there still and always will, but be my sweet Elmira. It's kind of like Oh My Darling Clementine, isn't it? Elmira, Elmira, please come home, Elmira. She's caught down in the deepest deeps, never eats and never sleeps. They say she sometimes calls my name, or that by now she's gone insane. Turning left and all about, searching for the right way out. Elmira, Elmira, please come home, Elmira. She's down there still and always will be my sweet Elmira. You have a soundbite of your friend Reaper after tricking him into saying "touch me daddy" on stream, which you just did. But hopefully I spoke it all in one long go, so it won't be able to be clipped as well. I guess I just put a challenge by accident. And are you still there?
Oh, you must try my ale sometime. You must. My abbey brews the best in Kent.
It certainly sounds worth the risk of my immortal soul.
God is rather a hard taskmaster.
And your god forbids the mixing of wool and linen. It sounds to me like he's never heard of England.
Not all that is written in the scriptures is God's honest truth.
I do a roaring trade at Reculver and Tunbridge. They pay well for my catch.
The monks? Do those parchment-skinned Christians ever eat meat?
Don't you believe in Jesus? They refrain because he died for our sins.
No one will stop me sucking the marrow from a nice leg of lamb, not even God's seed.
I hope eternal damnation is worth it.
I think that's a bug.
One more time, I'm telling you. If he says my boots...
They switched to being generic Anglo-Saxon men from the dialogue. After sparrows 3 times call, after gull does 3 times fall, come maiden, mistress, mouse and hen, come fisher, farmer, frog and wren, or something like that. Hush-a-bye and don't be afraid, Mama will sing through all the night, many an hour before morning sun. Don't dream of horror yet to come. Let's reopen that door. Let's see. Bowling ball, a boxing glove, and a gun. Well, we know that the gun made holes in the walls, and we can shoot it, so I guess we shoot the cheese, make it Swiss cheese that way. Leave the room, Uli, let me see something different. Give me a moment to finish the puzzle.
Take that, you law-breaking dairy products.
Sam, no! The cheese was innocent!
Innocent? I think not. Voila, Swiss cheese. Or close enough to fool the casual observer, anyway.
Don't say voila.
I like that he shot all of the cheese, but then only picks up like 1 piece.